Hey, lovelies. Thanks for stopping by my channel tonight. Happy Friday night. I'm losing track of my days here. I hope you're all doing really well. I am so very excited to be hanging out with you. We're going to get our glow on. We're going to play around with Auric tonight. Now, if you guys know me, you will know that I'm basically a Samantha Ravendahl fangirl. And so I was so excited. Oh, I'm talking to myself here. Hold on. I swear I had it like volume down. Anyway, I am a total fangirl for Samantha Ravendahl. And when I saw that she was coming out with a beauty brand, I was so elated. I knew whatever it was, I was going to buy it. Like, you literally could have just put it on a pre-order. I could have given you my credit card and we would have been good to go. So I'm very excited to give you my thoughts on this. I've been playing with it for the last few days. We'll see what I like, the ways that I like to use things, some of the things that I'm not so excited about, and we'll just get to have a fun night of playing with all the glow. So let's see who is in on the chat. Oh, hey, Yachty, thank you so much. I've been having fun, like, you know, playing around with thumbnails a little bit. Hey, Steven. Yeah, Steven, you got to see me creating this hair last night when we were on Marco Polo. I literally just went to bed with wet hair. So this is kind of me. And I thought I was going to have time to like touch it up beforehand. But you guys, I literally just got home from work. I think I actually still have the mask line from my mask from wearing it at the salon all day. Now, if we haven't met, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. Like I said, just coming from the salon. But here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real, real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy and you're not subscribed, hit that button and join the fam. We have a lot of fun here. So I see everybody starting to join in. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for popping on in. Now, we are going to talk about a lot in an hour because I know we all want to go get over to Yachty's channel in an hour. I didn't have time to put on my diaper yet. I told Yachty I was going to put on a diaper in case I peed my pants from laughing so much. So we're all going to get there. So we have a lot to go over in an hour. But to give you guys a little rundown on what I got from Auric, I did pick up 2 of the Glow Lust here. So I picked up the first and third shade. So we have Morganite and Pyrite. So I got 2 of those, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts on why I did that in just a minute. And then I did pick up 1 of the Smoke Reflect. Now, you guys can all probably guess which of the shades that I got. Of course, I got Temper, which is the rose gold shade. So I'm very excited to play with these tonight. Hey, Alana, thank you so much for coming on. So you guys, by the way, I have a collab coming up next week with Alana, and I'm so excited. If you guys aren't following her, you should follow her. I've got a couple really fun collabs coming up soon. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what I thought we would do is do a little comparison. Of course, everybody is comparing this and wondering how it is compared to the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish, Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow, right? So I have 2 of these shades as well. So I have shade 2 and I have shade 3. So what I thought I would do is swatch these out. We could play with these. And then I thought I wanted to do what's going to be most helpful to you guys. So the way that I have been wearing these, the first day, which is what's in the thumbnail of this video, and I'm going to make sure to post all these pictures on Instagram, but this first thumbnail is just wearing Auric Glow Lust on its own. I didn't have anything on, not even concealer. I kind of forgot. I just put on the glow. I put on a little bit of that JD Glow Rose Gold eyeliner, some mascara, and I ran out the door. So I've worn it completely naked, if you will. I've also, my picture that I did, the reel, and then the one today with the red lipstick, that's just using a little bit of under eye corrector and a bit of concealer and powder. So I thought tonight we would go just a little bit more full coverage and play with it in a couple ways. So you guys tell me, do you want me to do one side using Flawless Filter in all the ways I'm going to use Auric? Or do you guys want to see one side like with Auric and one side without? Let me know what you think will be the best. Hey, Betsy, I just watched your Auric video yesterday, maybe. So if you guys want another opinion on all of these, you can go ahead and check out Betsy's channel. It was a great video. I really appreciated her insights into the products as well. So a little bit about why I chose these 2 shades. So I got the first and the third, and some of that was because of the undertones. They said that Morganite was a cool beige, and I think Pyrite was just like a like a medium golden. And then the middle one was a warm beige. So I was like, well, could I get something similar if I mix these two together? Because I thought this could be a really pretty highlight shade. And then this could be sort of like an all over kind of glow, almost like a bronzer. So what I thought I would do tonight, if you guys were on last week during the live, I used the Gucci foundation and it was a bit light for me. So what I thought I might do is try to cocktail a bit of the pyrite in to try to like deepen up the foundation a little bit while making it luminous. So that's my plan for half. Betsy is saying half and half, like half Charlotte Tilbury and half Auric, or half Naked and half Auric. We're going to do half and half for sure. So that was kind of like my thinking on why I got both of these. And I also thought like in the summer when I'm more tan, because I do tan pretty easily, pyrite would be a nice highlight shade. But for now, you guys, when it is like February in the Midwest and I am pale, I'm not quite translucent, but I'm on my way there. So let's go ahead and just check in on the chat. So I just wanted to see what everybody's saying. Okay, half Auric and half Charlotte. Naked, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get my little, I got these cute little like velvet scrunchies. It's one of those like clearance deals at the Walgreens, you know. Sometimes it's the little things in life. All right, so let's go ahead and swatch these two shades of Glow Lust next to my Charlotte Tilbury. Now, I do think right off the bat, just from playing with these, I do think that the formulas on the Auric Glow Lust and the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, they're different enough. It just depends on which formula you really like. Now, for those of you that are stopping in and don't really know me very well, I am 39, and I would say that I have a dry in the winter and I would say normal in the summer skin type. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with these products, just to give you a little bit on how my skin is. So I'm going to get these swatched out so that we can kind of compare side by side. So I'm going to use this in like all the ways so that we can see. So by the end, I'm probably going to be hella glowy. We're going to have half and half. It's going to be crazy. And then we're all going to go get cocktails and go over to Yachty's channel. So then I have, I'll show you guys here if I can get it up against my whiteness. There we go. You can kind of catch it in the light. So we have shade 3 and shade 1. So there's definitely a good bit of range in between these two shades, which I appreciate. And I love that Sam really strove to be inclusive, and there's a beautiful shade range in these. And actually, I know I was watching a live with her and she was talking about like how like, you guys, there's no way that we're going to sell out of anything. Like somebody was like, are you going to sell out? Do we need to like rush? She's like, I highly, highly doubt that anything's going to sell out. And today when I was looking, actually last night, 2 of the 3 Smoke Reflect and like 2 or 3 of the Glow Lust are sold out. So I think she underestimated her stands. That's for sure. So I would definitely say these Charlotte Tilbury shades are, now these are just like a 2 and a 3, so it's not as far of a jump, but they're closer. So we will get these kind of spread out. So right off the bat, I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury is more metallic, if you will. Now I've got these pretty thick on here. I don't think anyone would need to wear a glowy product quite this thick. Try to get this focusing on my arm and not on my face. Come on, camera. So I really feel, let me turn down my light. I feel like it's like blasting out a little bit. So I really feel like a mix of the Charlotte Tilbury shade 2 and 3 is going to be what creates the second shade, or I'm sorry, the first shade in the Glow Lust. So it's the Glow Lust shade 1 is definitely a cooler tone than like the other shades that I have from Charlotte Tilbury. Whereas this, is that Pyrite? Yeah, the Pyrite shade definitely has a really nice like olive tone. So I really think that's going to be really nice. Like I think that's going to be good to like almost bronze up the skin a little bit. So yeah, Betsy, I think you're right. The Auric is definitely a little thicker. And I think some of that has to do with the fact that it really is almost a little skincare-y. And I know that Sam was saying, you know, with the ingredients that she was putting in, she was trying to put them at a high enough concentration where it's not just a buzzword. It's going to be something that actually gives you benefits. You have like things like squalane oil in there to really help hydrate the skin. So you're going to definitely get some benefit out of it. And this way we'll be able to see the real like finish of like side to side on the skin. So let's go through, and since I'm going to use the Glow Lust, the Pyrite in with the foundation, I'm going to go ahead and go through with Morganite, which is the lightest shade on my skin. And then I'll also go through with shade 2 from Charlotte Tilbury, which is just light, and we'll do side by side. So we've got Morganite, and we'll just put this on. Oh, I have to show you guys. So I love the packaging from this brand. Oh, I forgot that I already did my eyebrows. I'm so not used to doing that. I love the packaging from this brand. Like, the only thing that could have made this more beautiful for me, hey Anara, is if it was obviously rose gold instead of gold. Like, the marbling on this, I don't think you guys have ever seen this, but I have this little mirror here that like totally goes with it. It's like, I was like, yeah, this is my jam. So if she could just change the packaging to rose gold, I would be in love. But I'm already in love with this gorgeous like marbling, and it's just so pretty, just very luxe. So again, this will be our Auric side. I'm going to try to do half the nose. That should be interesting. So you guys can see here. Now, I also tried, when I came home, I washed everything off my face and put moisturizer back on a little while ago. But I tried to not use something glowy at all. So just something that was more like a neutral kind of basic bitch moisturizer, if you will. And yes, I'm using my hands. Stephen, yes, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in soft brown in my brows today. And then just some of their clear brow gel. Yeah, Liz, I'm not one to like save packaging on anything, but I really want to save this. But it's like, what do you guys do? For those of you that, I totally just like got that all in my chin. For those of you that that save packaging, I understand like keeping packaging on your palettes, like putting your palettes back in the packaging, but are you gonna like put your Auric bottles back in the packaging and then like take it out every time? Like, I just don't feel like I would ever use it if I had to take it out of the box every time. All right, so there is Auric, and then we'll whack on some Charlotte here. I do also appreciate the pump versus the like doe foot, because I really think that you can get such a teeny amount of this. Oh, hold on. Other hand. We don't want to contaminate, you guys. I'm making this a very scientific experiment here. Yeah, Betsy. I tend to throw most things away. So obviously for me, rubbing this into my skin like a Neanderthal, it's going to be a little bit red. Do you guys ever, for those of you that are content creators, do you ever look back at like videos of yourselves like blending in your foundation or whatever? And I'm like, gosh, was I like angry at myself that day? Like, what was my problem? Now, one thing that I will say is I usually try, if I'm going to put this on my eye area, I just go in with my finger to dab it on my brow bone, which I'll probably do later when I'm doing my eye makeup. Hey, Kelsey. All right. So I definitely feel like this side has some glow. Now, part of that is this is a little bit lighter shade, but this has much more of a feel to it. Like, it feels like a face cream. It's definitely got a lot more hydration and a little bit more tack to it. Whereas the Charlotte Tilbury side, it has moisture, but it doesn't feel as thick. It's a little bit thinner. So you guys can kind of see the difference there, kind of like a straight on. So yeah, I mean, even just from these lights, you can see like this side is much more reflective. Now, I will say for me, I probably wouldn't put this all over my face. Like I would avoid this little like area that I get a little shiny in. What is this here? Nobody told me I have like weird. Oh, it's the Auric. I'm just glowing all over the place. I must have gotten a little bit on my lip. Nice. So I would avoid the T-zone just from what I've found over time. And I'm not even oily. So it's super glowy. Yeah, everybody's like feeling like they're really aggressive. Okay, I'm glad that's not just me because it gets kind of crazy. Like I look and I'm like, wow. I'm like giving myself a face massage, but not in a good way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to mix in a little bit of the pyrite into our foundation shade. So this way we can kind of like look back on that video from last week and see what the foundation looks like. I am going to throw a little of this on. Now let me know if you want me to mix the darker Hollywood Flawless filter. I guess we'll probably do that on the other side. They're not quite the same shade. Like this one isn't as dark, but we can still get the feel. Sherry, that is not a dumb question at all. So this is a multi-purpose product, which I think is really almost like what the Flawless filter is too. It is more like you can use it as a primer. You can use it to almost like mix in with a foundation. Sorry guys, I'm back. But so you could use this as a glowy primer, mix it in with foundation to make it more luminous, or if you have one that like makes you feel a little crusty, or dab a little over your skin to highlight. Oh, I've not tried the Kevin Aucoin. So that would be interesting. I've definitely like never tried that one, but now I want to. All right, so let's get some foundation on. So I have the Gucci shade in 180W. We're going to take a little bit of this and then let's do like one pump of the Gucci and like a half pump of the Auric. So again, this is pyrite. This is the third shade. Oh, the Kevin Aucoin only comes in the 3 shades. Yeah, because I mean, this came in, is it 7 or 8 shades? Like it was a very nice shade range. And I am going to put a little bit on my lids. I don't know how people do their brows first. Like then you have like an obstacle course. So I'm going to go through with the 101. I have 2 brushes, one for each side. This one I used this morning, but we shall be fine. So I definitely feel like this gave it like a little bit of a tint. It probably knocked it down, like not a lot, but maybe like a quarter of a shade. Now, if you are like really, really fair, I could see the third shade, that pyrite shade, being a really pretty, like all over glowy, like face bronzer. Like if you're just looking for that little bit of extra. Just kind of checking in on the comments. I tell you what, you guys, I really like the smell of this Gucci foundation. It smells so good. So that's with pyrite in the foundation. Hey, Molly. Great to have you joining us while you're driving. Stephen, I've tried the MAC Strobe Cream. I would say the MAC Strobe Cream is It doesn't have quite as much glow, in my opinion. I've only tried it a couple times, but I feel like this is thicker, and it has a bit more, this has more glow to it. Okay, here we are. Sorry, guys. My internet must be acting a little bit weird tonight. You know, it's Friday night. It's probably had a couple cocktails. I don't know. All right, so this darker shade of the Charlotte Tilbury, I just did the same thing, mixed it in. It's nowhere near as dark, so we're going to be quite a bit lighter, but that'll show you the difference, like the difference that the pyrite can make, because I really think I'm going to like adding a little bit of this to a foundation that I just want a little bit more depth. So I have to say, like, I feel like my favorite way that I've been wearing Auric is just using it like kind of as a luminizer underneath my tinted moisturizers, but not all over the face. Like I said, like really avoiding the T-zone. I will say though, I wore that day that I just had the Auric on, it wore pretty well underneath my mask. Like I still had some good glow going on once I took my mask off at the end of the day. So I was pretty impressed. Hi, I'm here. I just went to go and try to connect to my internet. So give me just a second. Oh, it's Friday night. It's Friday night. Oh my gosh. And I don't even have Jeremy here to like help you guys. He's working tonight. So we're a one-man show. Gotta love a good live. Hey, Kendi, thanks for hopping on. All right. So over the nose, I'm probably not going to just blend here. Thanks, Yachty. You know, we're all friends here. It's all good. Okay. I just would really laugh if somebody hopped on the live right when I came back on and there was like just a chair sitting there. That would be hilarious. Okay. So we have the shade Morganite underneath, and then we have pyrite mixed in with the foundation on this side. And then we've got the Charlotte Tilbury in 2 underneath and then 3 mixed in. So I really think like just the glow that you get from this is so pretty. Like you can already see, and I haven't even put it on as a highlighter yet. Like that is pretty crazy. Like you definitely get a lot more glow. The other thing, and you guys know I'm going to talk about price per ounce with this, and we will get into that in a little bit, but that's the one thing that I really like about the pump is you can get such a like minute amount if you just want a dab. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and do just a little bit of powder. I'm going to go through with the RCMA No Color Powder. You guys, I'm trying to pan this baby. I doubt I'm going to get very far, but I'm going to try to use up half of this powder in this year. Let's shoot for half. So I'm just going to do a little bit of powder under the eye. And then that way we won't be all creasy. Let's maybe just go down the nose too. Oh, Betsy, I bet that Morganite looks so pretty on Nadia. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I really think that like Morganite, I'm going to enjoy cocktailing the two together, Morganite and pyrite, like even come spring, because it's pretty light. Like it is quite light. Okay, thank you guys for being patient with me. I don't know what the heck. I just had to hop out and hop back in. So we're going with it. So before I finish up the face, why don't we move into my thoughts on the Smoke Reflect? Then that way we can finish up at the end. So I was very excited about this eyeshadow because I think it could be a really pretty one and done. And of course, I wanted to get the rose gold shade. I was thinking about getting the rose gold and the bronze. I'm just not much of a gray smoky eye girl. So if you do want to see that one used, you should check out Betsy's video, because that's the one that you used, right, Betsy? Which I think it looks beautiful, but it just wasn't for me. Now, when I saw the price coming in at $39, I was like, okay, I'm just getting one of these to try. So if you're not familiar, you do have the cream underneath, and then you have the powder over the top. So everybody right away was like, okay, this is basically like the Tom Ford. So we're going to talk about some comparisons, at least price-wise. I don't have the Tom Ford. I haven't used it. I will also talk about like a couple other potted shadows. So the thing about this, though, if you haven't seen it, it is moussey. Like, let me just take a rougher brush here, and like, it is kind of like if a cream shadow and a ColourPop shadow had a baby, it would be this. Like, it's not like your typical creamy shadow. Definitely not like a cream in a tube, but even like the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize, it's not that creamy. So it's definitely different. I am just going to start out, actually, because the last 2 times that I've worn it, I've just used this Rephr number 12 to like buff it all over. I want to try something a little bit different tonight, because this shade, so I knew it wasn't going to be super intense. I knew that this was going to be like your soft, kind of like sexy, subtle look. But it just didn't have enough impact on the eye for me. But I feel like even just that swatch that I just got worked better with a flat brush than it did with like a buffing brush. But I mean, you guys, I'm not exactly the darkest skin person. And this just, I don't know, it doesn't have a lot of bang to it. And it obviously is a little bit more of like that bronzy or almost like a taupey rose gold. And I remember when I watched Samantha's video where she was talking about it, she's like, I wanted a rose gold that is what I want out of a rose gold. And I always feel like they're like too pink or too purpley. So to me, this is definitely like a rose gold with a bronze. It's not like a super metallic shade. So I have worn this with primer and without primer. So the one day I wore it and I had put the Auric over my lids, and that day, I'm sorry, the Glow Lust. I put the Glow Lust over my lids. That day I got creasing from the shadow. But then the next time I did it, I did no primer and I did not have creasing. So then today I wore it with primer and it worked really well. And of course I didn't have creasing. So for me, now I don't have like an oily eyelid, but I think as long as you don't put a really emollient product down, you should be okay if you have normal to dry lids. That was just my experience. So I'm just taking that number 12 and we're just going to like blow this out. So the shade is pretty. I don't know. It's just not blowing my skirt up. I'm going to zoom you guys in here so that you can see. It's pretty, but it's just, yeah, Liz, so Liz, did you get all 3 of these? Oh, sorry. Did you get all 3 of these shades? Because I wanted the bronze one, Defiance, and I decided to go for this one instead. And so now I'm kind of like regretting my life choices. But I like the shade. I think it goes really well with my eye color. So, hey, Ruby. Sorry, I didn't mean to get Lock Maiden's comment up there about, I don't know, Steven not throwing stuff. I missed the whole conversation. Yeah, this is, I don't know. It just needs to have a little bit more pizzazz. So you guys can see there. So if you are familiar with the Tom Ford duos, they have the same thing. They have the shadow over the top. Now, oh, Ruby, it's probably my connection because my connection has been going on and off all night long. So this formula, It reminds me a little bit of like some of the older Charlotte Tilbury transforming shades, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I've got like hard pan on this right from the get-go, but I cannot get this sucker to like do much at all. Like I will swatch it here for you guys. Let me get it in focus here. I mean, you can't even see it. Like, and not just because my camera's not focusing. Like, I'm going to try really hard here, you guys. Okay. I'm going to swatch it below that. So it's just like, it's like a little fairy dusty. It's so like, it just doesn't have a lot of pop to it. And I wasn't expecting it to be like disco ball, but I just wanted a little bit more than just like a few flecks of sparkle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it over the center of the lid on this side. Yes, I'm using my fingers because in all honesty, I can't get anything out of this using a brush. So like I can't get anything. Like, I mean, I'm trying to layer this up and layer this up. Like, do you guys see much of a difference? Is it just me? Like, it adds a little bit of a sprinkle of color, but it's not much. So I am glad I'm glad I didn't like get them all because I would have been disappointed. I'm going to dig my nail in here now and see if I can pull up more color. I mean, it's a shame. Like it's almost like a dried up ColourPop shadow. That's what it feels like. If you guys have ever had that happen, and it's just as heartbreaking. Okay, so that, but I mean, I just put like quite a bit on. I got a little up here in my crease, but that's all right. So that is like cramming a bunch of it on. Like, I don't know. It's pretty. It's very understated if that's what you're going for. So I don't know. Is it possible that they're old? My gosh, I would hope not. I don't think so. And I haven't watched a lot of reviews. In all honesty, if I'm going to be doing a review on a product, I try not to watch too many. This is Temper Rupee. I just want my own opinion. And so I haven't watched a lot. So I don't know if this is something that has happened a lot, but it's an okay cream shadow with a less than okay topper shade. I don't know. I'm just a little bit disappointed. So to talk to you guys a little bit about the price. Now, what I'm going to do, because I really want to have something with a little bit of fun, I'm going to take the Rose Goals shade from JD Glow, and I'm going to pop that over this other eye because I'm wondering if I don't use this like sparkle over the top, maybe I'll still get some good use out of the cream shadow underneath. So let's give this a go. This I swatched for you guys last week in our indie brand haul. So that has a lot more like ba-bam to it. Like, I like this a lot better. I'm not going to lie. So in case you guys were wondering what this shade looks like, because I thought right away, I was like, oh, this would look really good with that JD Glow shade that I just swatched for you guys. And this one is like way cheaper, but same vibe, right? Like this is baby sparkle and this is more metallic. But the thing is I don't think that this Temper shade, as far as the cream, it's not like a unique shade. I think you can find this in several different brands. I even have, I think it's a Laura Mercier Shadow Stick that would be similar to that. So I say buy this. You could buy a couple of these for the price of this. So Where was I going with that? Okay. So the Smoke Reflect is $39 and altogether you get 0.234 ounces of product. So what that comes out to is if you were to buy a whole ounce of this, it would be $166.66. So if you bought the Tom Ford Cream and Powder Eye, that one is $65 and that one comes out to 0.310 ounces. So you get a little bit more, but the price difference, it still comes out to more expensive. It's $209.68 an ounce. Now, like I was saying, I think that most of us are going to enjoy the cream part of this more than the topper shade. So just looking at a popular cream shadow, you have the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize coming in at $32 and you get 0.24 ounces. So that one is $133.33 per ounce. And I will end up putting these all in the description box so that you guys can see that just in case you're curious. So, you know, the Auric sits somewhere in the middle, but you get 0.24 ounces of the cream in the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. And in the Smoke Reflect, you get 0.176. So you're getting less cream because the powder's on the top. So I would just say, like, just get your favorite cream shadow and stick with that. Like, buy the Glow Lust and skip the Smoke Reflect. And I hate to say that because, like, it kills me because I love Samantha so much. I think that she has such an amazing channel. I love that she stands up for what she believes in. She, you know, really is just true to herself. And you don't find a lot of that here in the beauty space, but this one was not my favorite. I'm glad that I got the Glow Lust. I've been having a lot of fun playing around with it. Just going to kind of check the chat here. Yeah, I would agree here. I do think that they were made to be more subtle. But if I have to, like, dig my finger, because this to me is still subtle, but I had to, like, basically annihilate the shadow, like dig my finger into it to get that out of it. So it's like, do I have to dig my finger in, like make marks in to be able to use the shadow? Because something less than what's here, I just don't feel like it has a lot of payoff. But you're totally right. Like, you know, not everybody's going to want like super metallic. And I wasn't necessarily expecting that, but I was expecting a little bit of impact. Liz, you didn't get creasing either with these? I know, Betsy, you said in your video that you did, if she's still in here. So I'm just putting on a little bit of under eye concealer, but you guys can see we got some nice glow going on. So very quickly, and oh, where did I just take that? So very quickly, I'm just going to put a little bit of bronzer on. We're going to go in with the Salt New York. Why do I feel like my camera keeps like moving on me? I'm going to use the Sonia G Mini Base. I just want to get a little bit of something on the outer corners. I'm here. Okay, so that was totally crazy. So I think we're good. I'm gonna go through this a little bit more quickly in case we have any more problems. But what I was gonna say is I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury has broken me out in the past. I have a sneaking suspicion. I haven't had any problems with Auric yet. I've been having really, really good skin days. So if in a couple of days, this side of my face is all broken out and this side is not, we will know. Thank you to all of you who have stuck around and are riding this out with me. And Betsy, I know that you asked about the internet connection. So I would really like to do that. I have to look into it. It's not easy from the room that I'm in, but I don't want to go through that anymore. So, all right. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this mini nudies all over face color. This is the Sweet Peach Peony. I'm just going to pop a little of this on. I did finish up while I was waiting for the internet to pop back on. I did go ahead and finish bronzing with the Salt New York because I just wanted a little bit of color, and I just kind of want to show you guys, you know, what it all looks like all together. So I think I'm going to use the Morganite shade as our highlight just because the pyrite is probably not going to show up as a highlight on my skin. It's going to show up as like a glowy bronzer. So we will make sure to pop that on. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Morganite. Let's get the hair out of the way again. I was tearing it out in frustration. No, that actually isn't what happened. I don't actually know why I took it out. So we'll take a little bit of the Morganite and just pop this on with our fingers. I'm going to bring this up over the brow bone. It's so funny because usually it's my camera that like clicks off that is the problem, but tonight we're not going to have to worry about that. That looks so glowy and so pretty. All right, so we're going to go through with the lighter of the Flawless Filter shades, and this is shade 2. Now, I will say if you have some of these, if you have shade 2 in the Flawless Filter, it's warmer than Morganite. So if you want something that's in that range, I would go with Selenite, which was the middle one, because this is the Auric Glow Lust in Morganite, and this is shade 2 in Charlotte Tilbury. So yeah, I don't even have enough on there. I'm just going to go right in with this. But that way you guys can see the tone difference. Different finger. Now, I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury has more of a, I don't want to say coverage, but it has more like tone to it, in my opinion. So it's definitely not as like luminous and glowy. Should we try putting on more? Yeah, Alana, I think you would be a good selenite because Morganite is pretty cool toned. I definitely was a little worried it was going to be too cool, but underneath my foundation or mixed in with a little bit of the pyrite, it's like the perfect shade for me. So you guys can see. So, I mean, definitely, like if we back up, what do you guys think? Do you have like a preference? I think that this one looks more seamless too. Like it looks glowy, but also, I don't know. This almost just looks blurring to me, even though it's highlighty. And this side, it's just lackluster. And now I'm kind of pissed because I actually bought the shade 3 not that long ago because I was like, I like this, but I really like this one. I like the Glow Lust better for sure. And I do think that adding that pyrite into the foundation added some nice depth. You guys will have to let me know what you think. So I'm going to whack on a little bit of this Nudies color on the lips. Yeah, I agree. And I feel like I went heavier with my blush on this side. So that's interesting. I just feel like this did it. And you guys, I mean, for me, like that day that I just wore the Morganite shade and just did that eyeliner, I just kind of forgot that I wasn't wearing anything else. I just was like, oh shit, I never put on any concealer or anything. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay with it. Like I felt good about it. So I'm just going to whack on some mascara really quick so we can kind of see. And then we can all get over to no, Stephen, I don't think so. So Stephen, I'm going to be dead ass real with you. Do I think that you can get the same with a moisturizer and radiant foundation. No, I really don't think so. Like, I think that this has a different effect. And I think that obviously with a radiant foundation, you're going to put that all over. Whereas this, you really could, because I know you, and I know you don't like a lot of coverage, you know, so you could wear just the Glow Lust and get a really nice glow, like on the cheekbones, on the brow bone, you know, Cupid's bow, and just have that luminous glow without the coverage. So you have more options with this one. I would definitely say it's a little bit more, you know, multitasking, because I could honestly see just mixing this in with my moisturizer on days where, you know, I'm not really going anywhere, but I still want to look healthy. I don't think that it's going to be the same at all. Like, it's just so much more radiant, and I don't know. I really don't think so. I have no regrets in purchasing 2 of these. And let me tell you, that kind of hurt a little bit. Also, just a little bit about, if you guys are curious about this between the Charlotte Tilbury. So the Glow Lust is 1.18 ounces for $45. So that's $38.24 an ounce. The Charlotte Tilbury is 1 ounce for $44. So actually Glow Lust is less expensive than the Charlotte Tilbury. So I think you're getting a more like modern luminous product, and you're getting more options with it. And it just looks pretty. Like, I don't know. I love it. Like, I probably would not wear it all 3 ways, because now I feel like I'm super shiny. But hey, baby. Oh, I love you for stopping on. You missed some craziness just with internet. But so I am very happy that I bought both of these shades. Honestly, I am not going to do it, but I'm almost tempted to just get the middle one. But you guys, like, I could probably pass some of this down to my non-existent grandchildren, like, because that's going to last me a very long time. And I do appreciate that Samantha went and tried to get the most airproof packaging that she could so that it lasts as long as it can for us. So, oh, I'm in love with this. This, honestly, you guys, like, I will enjoy using this cream shadow. I don't think that I'm going to use this topper all that much, because I really had to dig my nail into this to get much of it out. It's pretty, but if I'm going to do a 2-step, I want it to be 2 impactful steps. Does that make sense? Otherwise, I don't think that there was really that much difference before I dabbed my finger into this. So that would be my thoughts on this. Do you guys have any questions for me other than, is this worth it? I know. Thank you, Stephen, for asking that, because I will always be 100% totally honest with you. I want to say thank you guys for sticking through the internet craziness. And thank you so much for the compliment. Oh, that's my baby. Thank you for the hair compliment. I just wanted to be wild and carefree with my natural hair. So we wavy girls can stick together, although you've got quite a bit more wave than I do. So Yadi is about to be on with Teresa. So let's all get a drink. I'm actually just going to be drinking water, but we can all head over. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. It was a fun, kind of chaotic night, but we got through it, and you got to see side by side, right? So we're keeping it real. Sometimes it's just going to be a real hot mess. What can I say? Stephen, I think that you should get selenite. I would say probably selenite. I don't know, morganite. I don't know. We can chat about it. I feel like people can look flattered if they go warmer, but it can look a little weird if you go cooler. So if you're kind of wondering the two, I would go with selenite. That's going to be a little bit more warm. I can also, like, maybe if you want to go back and look at what the morganite looked like on my bare skin, like, because it is kind of peachy, but it's not like, I don't think it's like super pinky. So I really think that these are going to be very flexible shades for people. Like, I don't think that you're going to go wrong either way. So if you tend to like a cooler tone, then go with morganite. If you like something neutral to warm, then go with selenite. I guess that's what I would say. I don't know if that was helpful. I kind of went back and forth, but I would say, I don't know. I like them both. I think either could honestly work for you, but I have not seen selenite in person. So if someone in the chat has selenite, then maybe like you can let them know. All right. So thank you guys so much. Let's go hop over to Yachty's and have fun with Teresa. I'll see you guys really soon.